Welcome to another episode of Breaking Hertz. This is episode 24, and I'm happy to be here. My name is Sookie. I will let Hafare go on with his AKAs.
Hujasema zako, but ni sawa tu.
Niko na AKAs ngapi? Siniwe uko nazo
Jessica Rabbit, Uzumaki.
Fair.
You're denying the audience what they came for.
Okay, my name is Sookie Murage, aka Anita Murage, aka Sookie.jpg, aka Uzumaki, aka Jessica Rabbit. And we're here for episode 24. Thank you guys for coming through. I'm going to let you go on with your AKAs now.
This is Hafare, aka Mr. Metronome, aka Rodney Malik Casino, aka your girlfriend's boyfriend, aka a lunatic.
A lunatic.
A lunatic. That's it.
Just a lunatic.
Just a lunatic.
No context, nothing.
No, none at all.
You learned a new word today.
No, I was
Merriam-Webster's word of the day.
Niko na one of the day calendar. Leo nilimka nikaifungua nikasema lunatic. You can describe perfectly. No, that's who I am now. A deranged lunatic. In the street, ukiniona avoid me. Anyway, we have a great show lined up for you guys.
Yes, we do.
So let's start. What have you been listening to?
All right, I will get started. I had a couple of projects slated for this week. I've been watching Daria, which for those of you at home who do not know about Daria, it's a show that used to air on MTV. MTV, not NTV, Kenya. MTV, from around 1997 to 2001. And kuna music mob. Just a lot of very nice 90s music. So I decided to dip back into some of my favorites. Collage by Bahamadia turned 27 yesterday. So it was released on April 2nd, 1996. I managed to find a couple of videos about it, or video essays. One by DJ Premier. He has a show called So What's Up, which is an ode to the floppy disk. They used to save their music on floppy disks before. Yeah, so like he pulled out the floppy disk for True Honey Buns, which he produced for Bahamadia. You know True Honey Buns. I think when it comes to 90s sounds that are very timeless, you can't age it. You can't figure out what time Bahamadia's music was made in sometimes. There's still stuff that you can throw in a playlist right now and it'll stick.
Will know it'll talk a little.
Exactly. So shout out to Bahamadia's work also. I also learned that she had a show. She had a show in Philadelphia, radio show, called Bahamadia's B-Sides. And apparently that's where Mos Def and Eminem got played for the first. Okay, no, that's where they got their break, rather.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's
a
fucking
bit
dope.
Of music history being sprinkled.
She was all about the grassroots, so shout out to everyone who's doing that work. And in the spirit of talking about people who made music in the 90s and, okay, not specifically in the 90s, because this is a pioneer, this is a godfather of city pop. The late now, Ryuichi Sakamoto. He passed on last Tuesday, for those who don't know, after a very long battle with cancer. And he was a composer, pianist, and he's been credited as a father of one of the fathers of electronic music in Japan. So there's a song that I liked off the project that I chose to listen to. The project is called Sweet Revenge. It's a 1994 electronic music project, and there's a song called Moving On that sounds like Lovers Rock. Ooh. I cannot. It's so taboo. And like, I feel like visiting his discography again, it was just kind of understanding that this is probably one of the richest discographies that we have in music, period. Yeah, because he made music till the very end, and he had a quote about also just having like a virtual version of his music, like living beyond him. I'm guessing just by people playing his music or listening to what he had to share during the time that he was alive. We will continue to see a lot more Ryuichi Sakamoto in future. But yeah, check out Sweet Revenge. I think it's a really great project. I'd written like a list of all the genres that it had. But like see that it's trip hop, cool jazz, neo soul, sophistipop. And sorry, I can't talk about Richie without saying that he was also part of the Yellow Magic Orchestra. I feel like you've talked about Yellow Magic Orchestra before.
I think you have, yeah.
Me, not us. You're the city pop guy, no?
I think you were the one who talked about it.
Okay, yeah. So after that, I listened to some YMO, and then we decided to revisit some very nice white people music from the Vampire Diaries days. So I listened to a bit of Train.
Wow, VD. Whoa. VD. Jesus Christ. Like, that is such a throwback because Vampire Diaries, it takes me back to movie shops.
Yeah.
With all the like printed posters on the wall. Kuna Vampire Diaries season 6 part A. Kai, imefika episode.
What happened to those guys, baby? I hope they're still doing well.
They're not.
They're not selling CDs anymore.
In Nairobi, you can't sell CDs in
Even
Nairobi
Tao.
anymore. Aye.
Like you remember
All the movie shops in Tao were turned into perfume shops.
Okay, that explains a lot. Also, I was wondering where all the perfume shops cropped up from, but yeah, it is exactly
almost, like 2012
jewelry shops.
Yep. 2012, you couldn't walk in Tao without just seeing a long line of people buying movies. The internet changed that. Like, everybody got home internet.
I remember the day that I realized I could just stream this stuff. Unfortunately, like, it hit me when I was in the DVD shop. so I asked this guy, alafu, hizi vitu na downloadingi wapi? And then they looked at me, and then I looked at them, and then we looked at each other, and I was like, oh shit.
And then I think at that point they realized
this is the last time we're gonna see this, babe. And for real it was. So I think it was Game of Thrones season 3 at the time.
Oh, this is like 2000 and
season 3, season 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I bought all like season 1, 2, and 3 on the same day, and then got my kawaida white trash comedies. As I was leaving, I was like, there's some shows that I want to check out. Like, I think I'd wanted to check out Gossip Girl from season 1. Na akwa nayo. Ended up just getting the whole thing. So yeah, let me stop talking about TV first. But like, California 37 by Train. It's a 2012 project, yeah.
Wow, so white. So pasty.
Storytelling,
like,
though. The storytelling.
It's like eating a bowl of unseasoned oats in the morning.
Why do you hate on oats? It's good for you.
That is actually, it really is.
That's all you have to say about it?
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
But yeah, I like Bruises featuring Ashley Monroe. I thought it was like really beautiful synergy for a duet. I think I got some of that as well I tried to listen to In Pieces. I gave it one listen. In Pieces, that's Chloe's solo debut album.
Ah, yeah.
I got into it mostly because of like, there was a lot of backlash from folks on Twitter. One, people saying that, oh, you know, just because she's 24, Kwani, what do you want her to talk about? She's 24. And then they started posting, okay, this guy was 19. This guy was 24. This guy was 16. Jojo was 14 when she released like Too Little Too Late, all the jams that we really liked.
Wait a minute.
So they were like, it's not an excuse to have subpar songwriting at the age of 24. And I'm like, checky, like, you don't get to decide what someone writes.
What someone
also,
writes.
Yeah. And the things that she's talking about like apply to so many people across age groups. You can't really put it in a box. I like the collab with Future, but I did not like the collab with You Know Who. The collab with Future, I think, reminded me a lot of Love Song on Unapologetic.
Ooh, I believe that Love Song is the best song ever made.
It's one of. No. Okay, not the best though, but like, iko tu hapo. It's great.
It's great until
in terms of collaboration.
Every great song that I ever listened to doesn't have Future except Love Song. That's why I call it the greatest song ever made, because it has Future. I don't wanna give you the wrong love.
I need love and
imagine
affection.
if the Beatles had a song with Future. Ooh. Imagine that. Queen featuring Future.
Queen and Future, no.
Fela Kuti featuring Future. Think about it.
But Burna Boy and Future don't have a song either, so.
But Burna Boy isn't Fela Kuti.
Okay, Burna Boy is not Fela Kuti.
He's
right.
cosplaying, but.
Oof. Anyway, I also listened to some Jua Kali last week. Some Jua Kali.
Jua Kali featuring Future.
No, Jua Kali is also just one of those people that I feel has flow and rhythm that it's not even getting better over time. It's just like timeless. Like
Yes.
from the day it was established, it's just kind of like maintained that level of steam. And he has a really good ear for beats. So
Also,
I liked this project.
Jokali's style is so unique that no one else can copy it. No one else can copy it. You know who he reminds me of?
Yeah.
Gucci Mane.
Did you just compare Jokali and Gucci
Not
Mane?
in terms of...
What parallels did you see?
In the sense that their style is so them.
Mm-hmm,
You will never hear anybody else rap
sounding
like
them. Yeah.
Never, ever.
True.
And you'll never hear somebody sound like Jokali. That's the thing. They're so unique in what they do that ukisikia ngoma yake immediately tunajua ni mse. Immediately.
True.
You can never even ask yourself who is this. It's like, I know who that is immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I was listening to Jokali Selector a lot towards the end of last year and comparing it to this project, or like just as a way to flow into this project. I found that there's some themes that like you can tell that Jokali is definitely a lot older now. He's talking about his kids. He's talking about it's reminiscent of like an era that he was much younger. First time he did this. There's also a song called Vileiko. He's collaborated with Crystal Asige. It's definitely probably going to be a classic from that album. Crystal Asige, as you know, is used
Former
to be in Soul Generation. Now a senator, a nominated senator, under the ODM banner for people living with disabilities. So, it's a great project. I liked a couple of songs towards the end. There's Tarantella. There's Vunja Kiuno. There's just a lot of songs to dance to, and a lot of songs with like very rich storytelling. So do check it out. And finally, had I talked about In Pieces, Sana
Yes,
Sana? Okay, I think the titular track, I didn't talk about that particular song. In Pieces is towards the end. There's great piano. I feel like Chloe's voice is spectacular. If people think that the songwriting is like falling short, then they can, but like they can't deny the talent. So I think I'll give it another listen and come up with something more conclusive. I gave a first listen to Boy Genius's project as well. So Boy Genius is Phoebe Bridgers, guy madem wengine anaitwa nani? Lucy Dacus. Okay, ni wazungu. It's some more white people music, but like it's really good white people music. If you've heard about Boy Genius, they had this whole thing last year where they did a cover that was reminiscent of Nirvana's, I think, 1993 Rolling Stone cover. To like announce who they are and what they're doing now. So the record finally came out on March 31st. It's a lot of sad nigga hours music, but it's very, very good. Very beautifully sung, very beautifully written. And that's all I listened to last week.
Okay. Me. First of all, an album I had been anticipating for a very long time. The Great Escape, Larry June, and The
Finally
Alchemist.
came out.
I will say this and I will stand on this. I don't think there'll ever be anybody in hip-hop who makes better beats ever than The Alchemist. There are people who can make a single beat better than him, but I don't think there'll be anybody who can traverse across the many stylistic differences with artists, because he will work with currency and he'll give him a different beat, a different style, a whole project. Like this is almost metalcore, like production. Work with Larry June, give him what he'll do. Boldy James, with so many different, like Conway the Machine, and Hammer, Action Bronson, all these dudes, he gives them a unique take on who they are as an artist. Always, he handles the production by himself. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick, by the way. Handles all the production by himself. The production is so exquisite. Wow! Like that album is, he got Larry June's essence in production completely, and then the features are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like you wouldn't believe the people who there's evidence on that album. There's Action Bronson, there's Slum Village, there's Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Big Sean. You wouldn't believe like all those guys are on the same album because they are all very different MCs, but it all works. It is so good. It is so Kwanzaa the song with Big Sean, Palisade CA, amazing production.
Nice.
60 Days. Which other one? This one. There's a song with Action Bronson, I've forgotten the name, and I'm not gonna check right now. But there has been the production is on a level that you wouldn't believe. If not for anything, just listen to it for the production. You will love it. It is so lush. It feels so rich. It feels healthy. Yeah, that was that. And then Call Me If You Get Lost, the estate sale,
Nice.
which I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since it came out.
Yeah, it has.
What I got from that album is the added tracks. He added 9 extra tracks to the album. I believe that some of the best songs he has done are on the extra tracks, but they were left off the album because they weren't cohesive. They didn't fit the theme. Call Me If You Get Lost it's thematic. It's like a concept album. It follows a character, Tyler Baudelaire, as he's traveling or whatever, looking for love, nini. But the songs that he left out didn't fit the theme, but they're so good. There's a song with A$AP Rocky on there, I've forgotten the name of. There's a song, Dogtooth. Let me just, I'll have to check just to get the names. I don't want to fuck this up. Hold on, yeah.
Wait, did you get to listen to the new Hit Boy as well?
Parts of it. That's why I did not talk about it. Yeah, I haven't
okay.
listened to all of it. Stuntman with Vince Staples, which is crazy considering this is the first time they've ever collabed on a song, but you've seen them together for such a long time. Wolf Talk with A$AP Rocky, Boyfriend, Girlfriend. It's so good. The album is so good. And then just revisiting the songs that came out initially, like in 2010, Lemonhead with 42 Doug. What's your name? Young Boy. Like, you can't even believe this is a Tyler the Creator album, especially coming from Ego to this. But still, like the estate sale, the extended version, go listen to it. 24 tracks and all of them are good. All of them. Then there's the infamous Bill by Khruangbin, came out in 2014. It's one of their EPs, one of their first EPs. And it's 4 tracks. Not a single word is said. It's all just instruments.
Nice.
It is so good. And you know the Khruangbin just make the most chill out, laid back vibes of music. Like, there's a mixed series on YouTube that I like to watch called Khruangbin Vibes, where it's not Khruangbin.
Ulijuaje kuna Khruangbin vibes? Alafu.
But also anajuaje.
Okay, so wambie.
Nah, like
But it's
Khruangbin
fire.
Vibes, it's so good. Just listening to that shit. And then I went to that guy's channel. He's called Mol, I think. The guy who uploaded. He has so much more music on there. Like, he has mixed the widest variety of songs. That was that. I really didn't get too much into it. Like, I didn't give it as many listens that I would wanted. But it's nice. It's something you just play in the background while you're doing a chore. You just drink some tea and relax. This is Me by Masauti, which was kind of disappointing because it's literally cookie cutter Afropop.
Hey.
It's the same thing that guys in Kenya have been putting out for 5 years.
The same sound.
If you listen to Nadia Mukami, if you listen to Otile Brown, you've listened to this project. Even before you listen to it, you know exactly what it'll sound like.
But like thematically, is there like a diversion that at least tells you that this is Masauti's project?
Nope.
Vocals.
No
other elements stand out.
Masauti can sing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, he has a voice. But the problem is, like, if I've
it's
been
in his
listening
name
to
and
you
stuff.
for the past 5 years, and the music you're putting out now sounds like Ipepete, and Ipepete came out in 2018.
Okay, yeah.
Like, at some point, it's more, I feel it's more lovey-dovey, basically. It's not as, Ipepete is more raunchy. It's more of a club song, but this is more like, oh, nakupenda, come be with me, blah, blah, blah. Nitapeleka mahari kwenyu. But if you like Afropop, by the way, if you like Kenyan Afropop, you like this. I did not. I felt it was like a bit underwhelming. But if you like Kenyan Afropop, you like this. And finally, speaking of white people music, 10,000 Gex by 100 Gex.
100 Gex in Anya?
It's a duo.
You've really gone to Scandinavia with this one.
No. I think they're Canadian or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They even did a Boiler Room set recently.
Ah.
They are rock artists, but it's more like metal pop. It has elements of funk, jazz, rap, and it's all very...
That sounds dope. That sounds
It is dope.
I feel like kind of sad I knocked them kidogo. But like
yeah, they're quite good actually.
It's a cool name.
They remind me a bit of Grimes.
How do you write it? Gecs.
Gecs, yeah. So this is their latest EP, came out, or latest project. Like, it's just weird. Like, Fritos and Doritos and Fritos, dumbest girl alive. Like, literally, basically, it could describe as what you might get if you took the trashiest drop of early 2000 popped and slid them together so violently, it sounded almost avant-garde. It's literally rap metal, it's punk, it's an amalgam of so many white people genres, just a sprinkling of rap on top. That it makes sense. It's not too much. It's not as chaotic as like what I was listening to last week. It's not like Camille is carrying the hose, where it gets to a point where you feel like this is a bit too much. This is exactly right on the money, like ping, a bullseye. So yeah, that was what I listened to this week.
Yeah.
Speaking of white people music, I saw a tweet on Twitter saying, which song did white people snap on? And I've been thinking like, as a connoisseur of white people music, please give me a few examples. Give us a few examples.
Hey, we're listening to that train project, and I think the nostalgia just beat me. But I feel like we need to talk more about Kelly Clarkson as a community.
Ooh, since you're bigger.
Hey, Kelly Clarkson was snapping. Hey Soul Sister Train was also a song that.
Hey Soul Sister.
See, they played it on Easy FM like every other day.
The Fray.
But like Tuliana, there's one black person in train. Okay, black woman. I don't know if she's like. Okay, she's not in it. You know the way that like a band member at the fore would be, but like, yeah. Hey Soul Sister. What's your?
Ngoja kidogo. Let me look for the band.
Oh, okay. Your suggestion, sorry.
The Fray. How to Save a Life.
How to Save a Life snapped, yeah.
What else?
Una name two songs zote zenye zilikuwa XFM.
Like, I know the song When It's Over.
It's My Life.
By Sugar Ray.
Some Jamiroquai actually.
Virtual Insanity.
Yeah.
Ooh, white people have snapped on some music by the way.
They
if you really
really
think
have.
about it. Ain't It Fun by Nini. Ain't It Fun by Paramore.
Ain't It Fun, yeah.
Living in the real world. Ooh, one of my favorites that I think people don't really talk about a lot, Mia Hawthorne. Nini, her favorite song. That song is so nice. Mia Hawthorne is so underrated.
Yeah.
Like in 20 years, people are going to be like, wait, Mia Hawthorne was white? Because he makes Blue Eyed Soul. It's so good.
Yeah.
Is that what else?
Do you like Years and Years?
No.
You don't like Years and Years?
Not that much.
I like them a lot. I'm thinking of what's this song called? System of a Down, Chop Suey. Chop Suey will never get old to me.
Like
but like the Weird Owls and all that, it's a niche for music listeners in general, I think. Okay, no, but Chop Suey used to be on XFM, so it was a bit mainstream.
Another song, you know, I have to go check out the actual song. It's by Peter, Bjorn, and John. Let's Call It Off. Let's call the whole thing off. Dun, 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 dun,
Also,
Drake sampled that on So Far Gone 209. Yes, actually, Writer's Block by Peter, Bjorn, and John is such a good pop album.
Yeah.
That people should like. Those Swedish boys really snapped.
You listen to Wet Leg?
That's such a weird name. I should.
Yeah, you should.
I should.
Wet Leg are also throwing those bangers. Excuse me? What? Okay, no, like, there's a song called She's Long. That's my recommendation to you for today.
So.
Dedix. So, what did you want to talk about today? How was your weekend? What did you get to do last week?
Let's get into it. Let's get into the meat of it.
Kulikuwa na events kadhaa from around Thursday. Yeah, so what was your experience of Boiler Room? We can start from the beginning. We can start from the end.
This is year 2 of Boiler Room being an absolute shit show organizationally.
It's the second one. No, third one, post-pandemic.
No, second.
Wait, when was the Gengetun one? 2019?
2020 in like end of Jan. Like it was right before lockdown.
Yeah,
like a month before tufungiwe. So, before the whole pandemic. So I feel like we can't really call it post-pandemic. But anyway.
We could. Because I feel like post-pandemic crowds have definitely been a lot bigger also. No.
But that Boiler Room, hey, guy. The Iya Juzi, Yeesh. We were with you, first of all. The first thing is you send out an invite.
There was a boiler room before the boiler room.
Yeah.
Hey, because that crowd was crazy.
You send out an invite. Guys, doors open at 7. By 5, guys already crowding.
Yeah.
That's already that's a hazard in itself. And if there's limited capacity, that means that if you're not there by 5, if you're not in line, that means you're not getting in.
Yeah.
But why would you send out all those fucking invites to an exclusive party in Nairobi when you know you have limited capacity? And all these invites come with a +1, and then there's guest list, and then there's artist, and then there's Lord knows who, crew nini. And all of them are factored into capacity. Why? Why? Honestly, why? Who the
And
fuck
each invite has a
organizing?
+1. The curation was dope, though. I personally really liked the show itself.
The performances were great.
Getting
Shout out
into
to
the
DJ
show
Bobos.
was hectic. Shout out to Coco M as well for putting this together. From the 2018 set to this, I was losing my mind. I was like, this is great. Like, beyond like chilling there for what seemed like 2.5 hours. I watched the sunset, maze. Like through one of those 2 circles at the parking lot.
Yeah.
I was like, this is insane, man.
I got there at 5:30.
I was there at like 4:45. So I was there for time.
And then you have to be in line. We were in line from the door's supposed to open at 7. We were in line from 6:30, and then they open at like 7:20. So you've been standing for almost an hour just to get in. In that time, the crowd keeps on increasing. So guys, like you can feel like a crowd crash is coming. Guys are still pushing. Everybody wants to go in because if you were there last year, you know that ikifika point tunafungiwa nje. So guys are there. They're panicking. They're like, oh my god, I can't come. Alafu nisiingia. Then I was sent an invite. You get in, and then 5 minutes later, we're at capacity, which is crazy considering I was inside and we were not at capacity. And then you're trying to talk to the organizers, the bouncers, like, yo, just let's try to figure out what we can do together, like Pauline. Because unakuta half your friend group is outside.
True.
You're inside. So
a lot of
something has
people
to
ended
give.
up going to Alchemist.
Yeah. Then you see white people being backdoored, and you're like, okay. Because me, I was there. I was just seeing, like, talking to the guys, like, at the gate, calling people, like, yo, can you let somebody in? You turn around, you see the back door, white people are being let in. So it's so ironic. A sign, the signs that said no racism everywhere, and then they're backdooring white people.
Crazy.
Jesus.
Crazy.
The performances were good. I love the performances, but the organization was so bad. Just at the door.
Yeah.
Why would you?
A lot of people got turned away, which is a bad look. But I had a question about not the performances there. I'll spread it out and say at one of the events that we went for this weekend, there was a query that was posed to me. Tuliambiwa tuongelele on the show. But I wanted to bring it up as more of a question so that it's not like we're bashing said artist for what they did and how it affected this person. So you are a rapper, singer, you go on stage and you're performing with the playback instead of just playing the track and saying exactly what you said the way that you wrote it. What's your opinion on playback in general and the way it's received as a performance, especially when people have really hustled to get inside?
I really have no problem with it. I'm not gonna lie, because you are the artist. You are the one who decides.
Even
how
for
you
like
perform.
verses, Nini.
No, like you as the artist, you decide how to perform.
Yeah.
And it's your decision. Me, as long as I enjoy the music or the performance, you could actually just let the whole track play or dance, ruke, and then you just come in when you want. It's a spectacle. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be like have the best band or like whatever. As long as you're giving people a good show, regardless.
But if you can't hear what you said on the song, like if you're hyping it or, I don't know, there's just a way that it works that doesn't contribute to what a live performance
should be.
I
get that. I get your point.
But I also feel like if the situation is limited, like if you're limited in terms of even just how much space you have, like say at Boiler Room or at any other event, the stage is not big enough to accommodate like a full band and stuff like that, then sawa. If you want to do your playback thing, cool. But I would love to see a lot more rappers just rapping. Kuna event nili miss and like I keep thinking about it because I'm like, it must have been really nice to see Trouble Lee play with a live band.
Yeah, but there's some people, and again, I feel it's more.
Some people are more geared towards live performance.
Yes, and some people actually appreciate the art of performing, like having a live band, how to integrate them. And there are guys who are like, yo, you guys came to hear a song. I'm just gonna play the song and be here. And the crowd is gonna be happy because me, I just came to hear this one song. Because what's the point of having such an extreme, exquisite like performance with so many moving parts when the crowd just came here to listen to one song from you?
True.
Like even at where would check you're playing yourself. Like you don't have a catalog that deep. If you don't have a deep catalog, by the way, if you don't have the deepest catalog or you don't have a penchant for the performance, don't try as hard. Because if it fucks up, people will judge you off that.
Okello Max at Blankets with charisma.
Before we get into that, let me just say something.
It was really nice.
Boiler Room, the organization of Boiler Room was so bad.
Oh, yeah, you hadn't finished talking about Boiler Room. I thought we got my song.
I'm just going to segue into the next thing.
Okay.
Because there were events we went to. We were at Boiler Room, Sindio. I did not enjoy how it was organized. I feel like they treat people very badly, especially people who are in line. You guys sent the tickets out. You are the ones who invited these people, give them a +1. And then, Fika, you tell them you can't get in because the venue is too small. Either send out less tickets or get a bigger venue. But anyway, segueing from that to the next event we went to, which was Blankets. Blankets is so well organized that every time I go for a bad event and I go for a Blankets next, it makes the bad event look even worse. Because I was at Soulfest last year. Soulfest was really poorly organized. Really poorly. Like, I got there at like 10 and there were still vendors setting up at 10. Like, guys are setting up their tents during the performance at 10 p.m. I should not be getting at an event at 10 p.m. and only miss one performance. I shouldn't be leaving and... Why is Ben Sol getting on stage at 5? But anyway, you leave that, you go for Blankets. Everything is streamlined. Every single thing. You already
everything
have a
is
map.
on time.
Everything is on time. You already have a map of where everything is laid out. You know exactly where everything is. You know exactly who's performing when.
I feel like the trouble that I had was not even like a Blankets thing. It's more of a shade thing.
Oh, yeah.
The sun was crazy.
But there's some things you can't control, like the weather. Because if it rained, I'm really going to blame Mudhoni for rain.
Oh, likuwa soft life, unaniambia nini?
But that place sucked by the angle, like you.
But the bar was there. The tent was perfect. You had like enough sunlight to like take selfies but not get burned.
Do you think I sat there?
Yeah.
I was only going there to use the bathroom.
Wow.
I was outside
Wow.
with my people, like mini chokora. You think I'm gonna go sit with uppity niggas? Guys who they came just because they're supposed to be here.
Damn. So you're saying they didn't want to come see Nyashinsky? That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, Hafare, on the podcast. Ooh.
No, okay. But here's the thing. Blankets, the artists performed so well.
They did. I really enjoyed myself by there. I was looking for something like very, very chill, but like also engaging and fun. Lewanika also had a fantastic set. I don't know how many people on stage at some point, but like,
Xenia, guy.
Xenia and Lisa performing air.
Please. Mtu ambie Xenia, mimi ni stan wake by the way. Like the way kuna Beyonce stan, me am a Xenia stan.
Yeah.
And a fight for front lines, the vanguard, so protect her name forever. I will put my flaming sword into all of her haters. Okay? Please, somebody send this to her. Do you have any front line? Yeah, but I love Xenia's performance.
Yeah, it was really good.
All of the performances were good. Even the Nyashinsky performance was good, regardless of how I feel about his music. That man can give a show. Even though it's the same show he's been giving 5 years now, the people around me seem to enjoy it.
Wow.
And I can't fault the band. The band was good.
Hey, bro, I didn't, another thing I didn't realize is like, they're not militant. Fans of Nyashinsky are not militant, but like they're very strong about the fact that you should definitely watch. Hata kama ni song moja. Unaenda wapi? Like, hey, it was.
No, I'm saying like he hasn't put out new music in 3 years. Like, it's the same set we had. Like, it's the same set he's gonna perform next year. Like, there's nothing new. But you're not missing anything.
See, talent. Those are the same people that went for Shin City. So imagine like you're still feeling for the same guy that you've seen multiple times. Na bado haja release song mpya.
No, these are the people who are still hung up over their ex peer. Like at some point you need to get over it. Grow
Afari,
up.
Wenyamaza, baby.
This is in 2005. Told you mean elite level hater. But yeah, like.
But yeah.
Event organization in Kenya is so good.
Yeah.
You can go from an extreme of, wow, this is really poorly organized to, wow, this is really well organized within 2 days. Within a 2 day stretch. And then you'll go back to, wow, this is really poorly organized again.
But do you think it's also like a venue thing?
Maybe.
Like, are there enough musical venues of, like, I really like the mall rooftop personally, but ukweli wa mambo haiwezi tosha watu wengi.
Ni ukweli.
Even in a boiler room setting where like all of us are like huddled together, there's still not enough space to have. Do you see that crowd?
That crowd was huge.
That crowd was not going to fit there for sure.
That
But
crowd was
like,
huge.
I guess you can't really know until you try it. But that's wasting a lot of people's time, man. That's not
A
great.
lot. The backlash on Twitter was so funny because
Some of the memes were great.
they were.
Shout out to
Twitter user Snakato.
Twitter users.
Snakato, who had the best recap of Boiler Room.
The best recap, honestly. The
Yeah.
GIFs were spectacular.
Everything. So, my advice, just go for blankets if you want a good event.
Always go for blankets.
Like if you just want an event by 11 umefika nyumbani umelala.
They have
man timing.
I saw they had a season ticket for like all the events this year.
Yeah.
Like 10 G's.
10 G's for all 4 of them.
I'd say it's fucking worth it.
I hope for the next one it's
I
like
would.
7.5 or like 7 G's because I'll buy it. Me, I'd buy the season ticket by the way, but not for 10 G's. Like a little less, you know. Throw me a bone. Throw me a creator discount.
Create a discount. Yeah, but like definitely like they made sure that they had all
And I'm
all
loving,
bases covered.
And I'm
yeah.
loving how
even the Onja side was.
yeah. I'm loving how the venue is now being used more for events.
Yeah.
Because I know Sky Girls. It's a bit more like I don't think the people who watch this show would know what Sky Girls is.
There's so many billboards around Nairobi. I'm sure they'd even want to know.
Okay.
Because like you've seen them, but you don't know what the project.
It's a
is
brand about empowering young women, like
Yeah.
real young women. So they have Skyfest, like by 3 Meisha. So like it's a day party for kids, and they held it at the same place at Lorette Gardens, and the stage was better than blankets, by the way,
Oh,
because
nice.
it was a tea.
Yeah.
So like you could actually go into the audience.
Ooh.
That would be dope. By the way, next blankets.
That would be
MDQ,
dope.
nago there. Mtusikiza kidogo. I would want to see like the next performer, whoever it is, whoever's performing next time.
Wait.
Kakuja interact na sisi kidogo.
Uliona nini stage ya Taylor Swift? I don't know what side of what country she was in for her tour, where she actually like dove into the stage and swam all the way to the audience.
Swam?
Yes, swam through. Like they built. I can't explain what it looks like. It just looked like a pool. She dove into it, swam towards the people that were standing like flanked on this side and this side. I would lose my mind. Sounds like some shit like. I wouldn't put it on Taylor Swift, but I'm glad that she's the one that did it first. Tunaweza now black people doing it now. At least it didn't have to start with.
I want more spectacles, by the way.
I really do. Like Rihanna in the sky, like
I can't.
Beyonce leaning back on there's just so many great things that
Years
can
ago,
be done,
there was a Sauti Soul concert that was held
it's a
at
stadium thing.
held at where was it? Racecourse, the waterfront at Racecourse.
Ulifanyaje?
Like it was like there were so many moving parts. I loved it. Like they at some point they even brought out a piano on stage, a grand piano.
What?
And then Aaron Rimbui came and played on stage while Sauti Soul were performing. This is like 2016 maybe. This is Kitambo. But it was such a big. There were dancers everywhere. It was a spectacle. It was just a performance, just like more than a feast for the senses, not just for your ears, your eyes, everything. Just like everything you feel. I love that shit. Give me
Nice.
more of that. Give me more of that.
Yeah.
And I think finally, what else do I want to talk about? By the way, I'm sorry, I'm a bit like out of it this week.
Today.
Yeah, but usijali, the
Yeah.
content must continue.
Yeah, it does
there's one
have
more
to.
thing. Actually, this was your thing.
But I feel like we touched on it a little bit when you talked about Vampire Diaries and the way that like music flowed amongst different groups of people. The way that certain like types of music were like almost localized to people who watched a certain show.
Oh yeah, actually.
Yeah, because like Daria is a lot of rock, so I was just thinking about like animated shows like that and how even like K-pop has grown. I feel like even Zeji's project is like representative of the same culture. It's all TV stuff.
Actually, Zeji's project is more like if you're into anime.
Yeah.
Like anime openings are so good.
They are.
Oh, have you
And
listened to Nini?
is it like
The opening to Evangelion? On Genesis. It's called A Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Ooh.
Zan koku no tensi no yo. That song is so good. I'll play it for you after. There's that, and then there's this is the Weeb in Me coming out. There's Bloody Stream by Coda. That's the second opening for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Fire. The first opening for One Piece. We go.
Yeah.
Some of the best. I think Bleach opening number 7. Wow, by the way, now that I think about it, anime openings have been fire for a minute.
Yeah.
Even not even anime, cartoons too. Like some of the openings are so iconic. Justice League had a good one.
I'm thinking of Danny Phantom, but that's later time.
X-Men, the
Kim
animated series.
Possible.
Call me, baby, if you wanna reach me.
If you wanna reach me,
it's okay.
Whenever you need me, Playback. Call me, beat me if you wanna reach me.
What else? The X-Men.
Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter. But I like the one by Will.i.am. Will.i.am produced the Samurai Jack one. That's what I think we talked about it last time, Tukishia. But nimekumbuka sai.
What did Estelle produce?
Estelle produced a cartoon nini?
Yeah. What's it called? Steven Universe.
Oh.
We are the crystal gems.
Nice.
Here to save the day. Because Estelle voiced Garnet on the show.
But I feel like the thing I was talking about mostly with this was also just the way that the music is. It's in the show itself.
Yeah, I know.
Like music supervision in general, and movies and movies and TV shows that have some of the best music. So that's also a question for the audience. If you have any shows or movies that you think represent the kind of music that you like, or like you like the music in it and you'd want a lot more people to watch it,
or even
tell us in the comments.
Even an artist you discovered through a TV show.
Yes.
Because I discovered
Gavin DeGraw. I can never forget. One
show?
Tree Hill.
Oh, yes.
That One Tree Hill, Nini, I'll never forget when I heard that voice. I didn't have Shazam. I can't remember how we found out it was Gavin DeGraw, but that's 2004. I think nilijua jina yake 2007, 2008. Or when I was getting into high school, where you find like people with a wider listening base.
I think for me, the artists that I listen to a lot that I found out through TV or movies. Fantogram.
Wait, Fantogram? Shogani?
What's this thing called? Was it the... Oh, it was Fantogram. It was The Spectacular Now. Don't Move played on the Spectacular Now.
Ooh.
Also,
nice.
Baby by Ariel Pink was on The Spectacular Now. Have you watched the movie?
No.
You should. Ooh, Shailene Woodley, Miles Teller. It's an amazing coming of age story. Wow, one of those movies like I recommend to anyone.
Yeah.
Go look for The Spectacular Now if you haven't watched it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's our show, I guess, this week.
Also, Miles Teller on anything. Okay, nime note down kwa kichwa. Yeah, but that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for staying with us for the show. We had a great time. I think I had a great time.
I have powered through at least. Now I need to go.
How are you feeling though? Pole sana.
Missy Jwin, stakufa. What a
Kunya
statement
maji ya ndimu mazee.
My life is bitter enough.
And that's where we leave.
That's how we end the show with. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.